The third angel's message says, whoever worships the beast and his image, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God that is poured out without measure into the cup of his indignation. So what is this third angel's message about this beast power? Revelation 13 says, I saw another beast come up out of the sea, verse 1, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon the crowns the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. His feet were like the feet of a bear. And the dragon gave him his power, his seat, and great authority. Who is that beast? What is the mark of the beast? How does the mark of the beast impact you and me? We have an entire lecture identifying the beast and identifying the mark of the beast. What is the number 666? What about when people can't buy or sell? We will clearly expose that. But what I want you to see tonight is this, that the message of the third angel relating to the beast power is part of a message to prepare a people for the coming of Jesus. This is no side message. And let's look at that. In Revelation 14:7, it says, saying with a loud voice, fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment has come, and worship him who made heaven, earth, the sea, and the fountains of waters. Who's the one that made heaven, earth, sea, and the fountains of waters? What do we call him? The Creator. Revelation 14 verse 9 says, if anybody worships the beast. So what you have in Revelation is a call to true worship and a call away from false worship. So in Revelation there's this conflict over worship, true worship and false worship. If indeed God is calling us to true worship of the Creator, in the light of the second coming of Christ, and if he's calling us away from the worship of the beast, is not this a message of vital importance? Amen. Do you understand what it means to worship the Creator? Do you understand who the beast is and what it means not to worship the beast? Now notice, Revelation 14, 9 and 10. Here it is. Let's read it together. And a third angel. Who's this talking about? What's this say? A what? A third angel. Was there a first angel? Yes. Was there a second angel? Yes. If God sends 3 angels with messages, you think they're important? Yes. Okay, then a third angel followed them saying with a what kind of voice? Wow. If a message comes from heaven with a loud voice, is it important for us to cancel some appointments to be here to hear about that? Yes. If God has that message like Noah's day, I don't want to miss it. The third angel followed them saying with a what kind of voice? Loud voice. If anyone, if how many? Anyone worships the beast in his image and receives his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Now, where do they receive the mark of the beast? 2 places. Where are they? Forehead. The forehead or the hand. Let me give you a little hint. The forehead is a symbol of the brain. So the devil deceives some people into following the beast. The hand in Revelation is a symbol of power, force, coercion. You never receive God's sign in your hand, only in your forehead. Why? Because God never coerces. God never forces. But the devil will either deceive people or he'll try to coerce people with economic boycotts. They can't buy or sell. We're going to study all about that. But here's what I want you to see. If anyone worships the beast's image, receives his mark in his forehead and his hand, he himself shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God. What is the wine of the wrath of God? Revelation 15 verse 1 says the wine of the wrath of God is the 7 last plagues. I don't want the 7 last plagues, do you? No. So I don't want to receive the mark of the beast, do you? But look, how can you not receive it if you don't know what it is? So I don't want to be drinking the wine of Babylon's false doctrines, so eventually we receive the wrath of God. Not at all. Now, notice, you have Revelation 14:7 says worship the Creator. Revelation 14:9 says, don't worship what? The beast. And in contradistinction to those that worship the Creator and worship the beast, Revelation 14:12 says, here is the patience of the saints. Here are those who do what? Keep the commandments of God and have the faith of Jesus. So if we were going to put it on a chart, we'd put it this way. Revelation 14:7 is worship the what? Creator. Revelation 14:9 is don't worship the beast. Revelation 14:12 is keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. So this worship of the Creator must have something to do with the people that love Jesus so much that his faith fills their lives and they keep his commandments. We'll be studying about that. But keep in your mind that there's a contrast between keeping the commandments and worshiping the Creator. God's last day message warns us against the devil's deceptions in the last days. And God's last day message calls us to total, absolute commitment to the living Christ. Some time ago, Dwight Moody was preaching. And as Dwight Moody was preaching, he was powerfully preaching this sermon. At the end of his sermon, he made an appeal for people to accept Christ, and thousands came forward to accept Christ. There was a mother who wanted her little child to meet Dwight Moody. So after the meeting, she said, "Come with me. This preacher's been preaching to thousands. And as he's preached to thousands, I just want you to meet him. I want this famous Dwight Moody, this great evangelist, to pray over you." And so she brought a little boy up to the front, and Dwight Moody walked down, and she said, "Son, shake his hand. Shake his hand." And the little kid went like this to Moody. And the mother was really embarrassed, really embarrassed. So she said, "Son, shake Pastor Moody's hand." And the little kid went. She said, "Son, this is embarrassing." The little boy put his hands behind his back. So the mother took this little boy's hands and began to open them. And you know what she found? He had his hands behind his back. He opens his hands, and she finds these marbles. He thought that Dwight Moody was going to take away his marbles. And he didn't want to give up his marbles. Are you afraid that Jesus may take away your marbles? Coming to Jesus, I just may have to give up so much. I love that old song, "Nothing Between My Soul and My Savior. Not of this world's delusive dream." What is the message of Revelation calling us to in the last days of Earth's history? It's calling us to open hearts and open minds. It's calling us to make a deep commitment that we say, "God, I'm not going to hold on to the traditions of my past. I'm not going to hold on to my father's religion or my mother's religion, as good and as wonderful as that was. I want nothing between my soul and my Savior. My religious experience of the past is not sufficient for today. What I want today is Jesus and all of the truth that he has for me." Why don't you bow your head and pray as Charles sings, "Nothing Between My Soul